Hey y'all, another bed reading. I'm glad that you've been enjoying some of these. Welcome if you are new or if you've been here before. We'll be doing a full moon reading, and I'm just looking at my calendar before I get into this. So we'll be doing both decks, the Afro Tarot by Jesse Jumanji, who goes under a new name now, and the Cosmovisions Oracle. So I'll be pulling those, and then we'll do the pick a card. Just want to run through all of the transits that will be happening with this new moon in Capricorn. So I've been a little under the weather, so bear with how congested I may sound. So the new moon will be at 6:57 a.m. if you're in Eastern Standard Time, conjunct the sun, which means that the sun and the moon will be hanging out together, right? It's like they're both at the bar or sitting on the couch in the living room. And it will be at 20 degrees and 44 seconds for anybody who's into that kind of thing. It'll also be conjunct Pluto. Yeah, Pluto's also on the couch, y'all. And then in the evening, it will enter Aquarius. So you might feel like extra tired around 9:30 Eastern, where the moon is going into Aquarius, and it may feel a little weird with the moon conjunct Pluto. So what does this all mean? It means, first of all, there will be a lot of Capricorn energy, like deep emotional transformations or triggers. It may feel like a chapter is coming to a close, or it may actually physically come to a close, around either traditions, boundaries, wherever Capricorn hits your chart, because Pluto does not come to play. Pluto to me represents Phoenix energy, and so it can either be a rebirth, or it can be the words, everything going into ash, right? And so, it's usually there is a level of three cards just came out, so I'll show those. It'll be a level of Pluto also represents to me power struggles or reclaiming your power. So as hard as things may feel, you're not as powerless as whoever is trying to struggle against you or whatever. Okay, so just think about those things. I'm trying to move this in a certain way, but I'll show you. And so we have the Two of Embers, which I find interesting, the Mender, and the Wanderer. So, and that's the Wanderer in reverse. Also, the thing about Capricorn is that, not just Capricorn, but having all this energy in Capricorn, it can be finally understanding where you have been limiting yourself, or where maybe there needs to be limitation, right? So it might feel restrictive, or it might be the end of self-restricting or something like that. So as overall energy, Two of Embers is a Two of Wands, planning, deciding, leaving home. So Perhaps you've been feeling stagnant recently or have fallen into your comforts. You're not at the beginning or the end of something, but near the middle. It is crucial to make moves and make them soon. You don't know how long the momentum will last before it begins to slow. And so that is the Two of Embers. And so for somebody, if you need to start getting things popping, then 'tis the season. And the Mercury shadow ends on the 13th. So that's this weekend. And usually you have 3 days before the moon. We all feel the moons 3 days before or 3 days after. And then the cycles are between 30 days and like the next time that moon returns to that sign, if you're really into, the whole astrology thing. So, if you need to get it popping, get it popping. The Mender, do they have a number? No. So that's on this side. I found the Wanderer, so I might do the Wanderer first. Yeah. So the Wanderer is in reverse. And so, upright, it's free spirit, new ideas, and inspiration. A spark of new passion has taken off. It only takes your excitement and freedom to feel the flame. So, what I will say about this is, because it is in the sign of Capricorn, it's time to put work into those ideas, right? Like, if you've been the person that's like, I'm gonna write a book, it's time to find actionable, right, ways to start doing the thing. Be it you want this huge, if it feels too big, go backwards and make it smaller each time. Because Saturn, and I wrote a blog post about this, I'll throw it in the comments if you want just like the overall vibe of Saturn and just some thoughts that I have in regards to just like the collective landscape. It's a Saturn year. Without putting in the work, you will not get reward. Like, this is not the year where just hope and dreams finna get you where you want to go. So, and it may take some not so fun decisions to get to some things. Maybe there is a pivot that is not what you want it to do, but it will support you long term. Everything that is, not everything, but most things started during or with Capricorn placements and influences, it's usually for the long haul. So they outlive things that are spur of the moment and aren't built on strong foundations. So the Mender, the Queen of Cups, compassion, calm, and comfort. Mender has a comforting presence that imbibes those around them with a state of calm. It's a positive sign of restoration and reflection. Through the Mender's compassion, they have the ability to heal even without intentionally doing so. A lot can be learned from the Mender on being soft, compassionate, and kind. I will also say being disciplined, and I just had this conversation with a friend, doesn't necessarily mean being a terrible person to yourself. And so I hope you hold on to that, because bullying yourself into things is not going to be, there's no reward in that, right? You won't be able to enjoy anything if you don't find the joy in the things, in the process, what have you. So, if you feel as if you have been too rough lately, the Mender may show itself as a reminder to embrace the softer side of you. And there's nothing wrong with softness. The world tries to snuff it out of us, and so I believe, and I have that as like my Twitter name of like softness as resilience. And so, you know, I think grace, it can be a version of supporting discipline. I don't even know what it is, but it fell out. So, you know, but also remembering that you can grow past what has always been. So, if something don't work for you no more, it's okay to head out. So, protect the soft parts of you, friends. Okay, this wanted to come out. Alright, so let's head out the soapbox. Okay, so this is one. This is the most weird. Okay, work with me here. Alright. How do I? Boom. So, sorry. I was just like, I want you to see the cards. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. So set this right back where I had it, which is the cover of the Afro Tarot deck. All right, so let's do number 2. All right, we got the 8 of Birds, which the birds is the 8 of Swords in the Rider-Waite. Yeah. Self-victimization, entrapment. So it's usually the lady with her eyes blindfolded and the swords. Oh, there's a decision to be made. And the swords right in front of them. Okay, so we got 3 cards for you. Oh. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, let me move this back. Let's reposition a little bit. I got my blanket on me. I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be as comfortable as possible. Okay, so we have the 9 of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, and the 7 of Cups. Is it a decision? No, it's a perception shift. Okay. And Page of Pentacles as the overall. So, I actually looked at this wrong. This is the 8 of Birds. Why y'all ain't tell me this? I'm just kidding. Obstacle, tactics, and strategy. Well, if there is any entrapment or self-victimization, maybe that was just like an alert to that. So I was just talking about maybe having to do something that, and like, you're like, I prefer not to, but, right? And so, that option is going to be a great option for you. There's no, it doesn't get better. It does get better than this, but like 9 of Pentacles is definitely a solid nod to you of like, yes, right? Make this decision, do the things, because it's going to, you will get your reward doing the thing that you need to do. And what it will do is it will, especially like monetarily, financially, be it that it's like maybe there hasn't been a lot of stability, or maybe you want to revamp your whole business, right? Maybe you're like, I don't know, but I know that I need to switch it up and I'm heading in this direction. Keep going towards that direction, because what's after 9? It's 10, which means you have finished a cycle. And so you have the 2 of Wands, which allows you the expansion to either maybe you get more opportunities when you're financially sustained. I'm struggling through this Mercury retrograde shadow. You know what I'm trying to say. Maybe a network grows that you didn't even know that you could tap into. Maybe you begin to value yourself a bit better. And so if you have something that's a personal passion project or some kind of business related thing or a writer's project, you'll be able to say, I have more patience to wait for somebody who really either values my work, is willing to pay top dollar, or it will bring me the respect and desired outcome that I want, right? You may even travel, like I see the little world here, like you may even have conferences or travel that will be a result of taking your time to make the decisions that aren't like the funnest, but they are supportive, right? Kind of the concept of making employment your sugar daddy, right? Let's say. So just a thought process there. And what was unclear, if it hasn't clarified yet, it will. This is literally the all that glitters ain't gold, but you know that. And so keep that same energy and dot your I's, cross your T's, double check everything, but your gut is telling you what's up. And so new opportunities will make themselves known. Come on, Page of Pentacles. There we go. New opportunities will come through, and so there will be an increase in coin stability, self-value, maybe also a changing of mind of like, what is valuable to me is different now, or maybe what I wanted changed as well. So that felt very straightforward, and I think part of the intro was definitely for you. So that was number 1, which was the 7 of birds. You hurry up before night comes. Number 2. So somebody may be dealing with disappointment or heartbreak, which is 3 of birds, which is the 3 of swords. Maybe this is also who the 3 of swords, the what is it? The 8 of swords was for. We'll see. What is going on? What's going on? Card deck number 2. Okay. I have a lot of reversals here. I didn't have any. Okay. All right, well, something good is coming. It's just might take a little bit. Okay. And as I said that, I love how this works out. You'll see the overall for you. Okay, so earlier I had pulled, if you didn't see like the intro. There we go. I had pulled for the first deck a card, and I mistaken it for the 8 of swords, which is like stagnation, but also victimization and things like that. And doesn't necessarily need to mean that, but the 3 of swords sometimes, yes, there has been, for some people, it's been a crappy ass year, like dead ass. And things have been hard, they have been difficult, there is grief, there is a lot of just heavy feelings, happenings. And what I can say to this is, do not make it all that you are, right? Like, don't make it your story. It is a part of it. It is not all of it. And so the Knight of Wands usually is like fast coming in, ready to get, go toe to toe if I need to, ready to fight. And it might be that, sometimes life beat the fight out of you a little bit, right? Like sometimes you just need to lay down, be like, you know what, life, you beat my ass this time. And you know what, life, it's all right. I'm gonna come back, and once I lay down and soothe my little bruise right here, I'm a come back. And I think that's what it is. It's like some things aren't worth fighting for. Some things are meant to be left in the dust. Some things are just not needing engagement with. Maybe it's not a passionate way of moving, but in a way of, let's actually talk this out instead, right? Like, let's cool our heads and like, let's have this discussion. Or I might just not deal with this anymore. Thank you. Our chapter is done, right? Like you know the decision that may need to be made. And it looks like you haven't wanted to make this decision for a while. And so the Hanged Man is reversed here, which is usually gaining a new perspective. And so don't let disappointment stop you from seeing the world in a new way. Okay, this thing didn't work, right? Like, it does hurt. There is grief. But what if it's a transition into something? What if? I think following the what if and being curious about that will be a lot more useful than saying this is all that it will ever be. And once you move out of that space of loneliness, of everybody leaves me, you know, that kind of energy, it's like, how can I be accountable for the joy that I want in my life, right? Like, how do I either give myself the things that somebody refused to do, or how do I alchemize this disappointment? And even just the thought of that brings you something so fulfilling. Like, literally the cup runneth over, right? And it's coming from spirit. And so some things do not work out, not because you're unworthy or anything like that. Sometimes other people don't have the capacity. Sometimes the places you are in are too small. Sometimes, you know, it's like the meme of like, God was like, nah, bigger when it comes to your dreams, right? Sometimes you're just too big for the space that you want to squeeze yourself in and not even realize it. And that's why it don't work out. And so allow yourself the gift of hopefulness, and also existing in a space where I'm going to be taken care of regardless. I mean, it would be nice if it was like right now, but I know I'm going to be taken care of. Let me not attempt to control my circumstances, because when you move out the way, the wheel can finally turn in your favor. So I hope that did something for you, my friends. And isn't that crazy? We started out with this in reverse. You will get your yes, but only if you allow yourself to know that you're worthy and that pain is not the only thing promised to anyone. So, all right. Okay, so we have the Ace of Embers. So for anyone who is like, I'm gonna start strong, I'm gonna rush and I'm gonna do all these things, I'll be my own behind. Whoa, I came through too hard. Okay. Ace of Wands, right? Like, it's literally like new beginnings and new things being offered and all of these things, and it's like, chill out, bruh. Don't rush to do anything. yet. You may be like, oh, I'm excited about this idea. I'm going to execute this thing. Take a little more time to flesh it out. Take a little more time to be like, all right, this is how we're going to do it. I don't know why this guy keeps coming out, but we will see. If you are, okay, we got a lot. Whoever this is, they talking. All right, I got answers. If you are moving forward quickly, and I've been shuffling these things, and I have some of the same cards. If you've been moving forward quickly, or like, oh, I gotta do this, because if you are moving out of desperation, it's a no. Because you're literally, wow, these are huge. You're suffocating the magic from what you got going on. Okay? If it is out of desperation, and I mean, we live, don't get it twisted. I get it. But moving through lack is the quickest way to get burnt out. Because now you're doing the most and maybe not at the best quality, or you miss stuff, right? And so be very mindful of moving scared is what I'll say. It's not the best frequency to exist in. So if it's like, oh, I really need, and you can maybe add one more day to your plan just to be like, let me just add one more thing, or let me review it one more time, or ask, for feedback or whatever before you send the pitch, or whatever it is, give it at least 24 more hours before you do the thing. It might benefit you in the long run. And so following what feels good emotionally, holistically, is where it's at for you. So if somebody, let's say you have a job opportunity, or someone offers you whatever, and they're like, oh no, but you got to make a decision today. It's a no. It's a no. They're usually hiding something. And the shadow hasn't ended. It ends on the 13th. So, you'll know, because it's an intuitive hit that you'll have, that you're like, why are these people rushing me? No, actually, I need 24 hours to review whatever. Take your time to savor and include more things that feel pleasurable to you in your life. Make decisions around what feels right holistically versus what is right now. Because you're going to want something that lasts longer. And even if it is a no, you will have victory. It may have been a really hard last few years or months. Tides are turning this year. And so after all that you have been through, your just due is on its way. And so you may need to do some extra protections around certain things. Also, I would say manage your mental health as much as you can, your emotional well-being, express your emotions, because you can't lose. Literally, that's what the Chariot is. After a battle comes the winner, right? Comes the winning, general or whatever. And you can celebrate now. So, and your celebration comes with stability. And it might not be the new thing that you've been working on. It might be something you've been working on for a while will finally what is it? spin the block on you and be like, hey, because although the ace is in reverse, you have the ace and you have the 9 of pentacles together, which turns into the 10. So don't sleep on it, y'all. The things that fill your cup will fill your stability and your image of what success looks like and self-value and what is meaningful to you. But it really does matter that you let go of what hasn't worked, what hasn't been working, and speak life into your lives. Like, you can do the things. Do the things. And then move out of the way. I think part of like the negatives of Capricorn, Pluto, can be the desire to control everything. And so, don't do that. These are literally speak right what you want into existence and make a wish, y'all. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Happy new moon.